Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's One Piece Treasure Cruise video, I wanted to talk about the upcoming batch headlined by Ace vs Akainu, the second ever versus unit for Global. In my opinion, this is one of the best batches we have ever seen in One Piece Treasure Cruise. A very strong legend, and we also have 4 rare recruits that are all very good in their own right. I'm not gonna do a word video on this Sugo Fest because in my opinion a lot of people have already decided to pull since it is an amazing legend, so I just wanted to give my thoughts and have a little bit of a chill discussion. If you want more videos like this, of course tell me in the comments down below and subscribe to not miss my pulls on the Sugo Fest. Now let's start with the legend, the versus unit, Ace vs Akainu, and see why they are a very good unit. Quick reminder for everyone, since this is a versus unit, we essentially get 2 legends in one. They have different typings, classes, and even abilities. Ace is a strength, free spirit and shooter unit, while Akainu is a Q-driven and powerhouse unit. Let's compare them and let's begin with the captain ability. Ace, as a captain, boosts attack of shooter and free spirit characters by 5, and Akainu does the same but for driven and powerhouse characters. Ace boosts HP by 1.3 while Akainu boosts by 1.5 times. Ace makes strength, dex and Q orbs beneficial for shooter and free spirit characters, and he also restores special cooldowns by 10 turns when they are rewinded, just like Halloween Ace. Akainu, on the other hand, boosts chances of getting Q orbs, and he inflicts enemies with burn for 4 turns, something that will completely ignore debuff protection after each turn you take damage. This is something very unique and also very strong. As we can see, both of them are great captains. Akainu maybe wins the battle here simply because he has the burn mechanic, which is unique to him and very strong, but on the other hand, Ace is no joke. He makes more orbs beneficial while also restoring special cooldowns, something that can prove to be extremely helpful in specific quests. Let's move on to their special abilities now. Ace deals 200 times character's attack in typeless damage to all enemies, changes all orbs into matching orbs, and amplifies the effect of orbs for shooter and free spirit characters by 2.5 times for 2 turns. If when this special is activated, your captain's orb is strength, he also sets the chain boundaries to 2.5 times and 35 point times for 2 turns, pretty much like V3 Law does or Raid Dex Crocodile. Then, for Akainu, he deals 400 times character's attack in typeless damage to all enemies, changes all orbs including block, while Ace doesn't remove block orbs, so Akainu makes them Q, amplifies the effect of orbs for driven and powerhouse characters by 2.5 for 2 turns, and then he locks the chain multiplier for 1 turn depending on how many Q orbs you have used. He can boost the chain multiplier from the lowest point of 3 times to the highest of 3.5, a very good boost and definitely extremely strong specials. Finally, we have their versus ability. The condition for you to activate it is that your crew needs to consume 12 strength, dex or Q orbs with normal attacks, so pretty similar to Treasure Map Drake. Or, to put it more simply, very similar to Kaido vs Big Mom, but not with TND and RCV slots, with strength, dex or Q. When the requirement is met, Ace's versus ability inflicts enemies with burn for 2 turns, boosts attack against enemies inflicted with burn by 2 for 2 turns, so a conditional attack boost, and on top of that, he finally can manipulate block slots by turning them along Bomb TND RCV G and his own orb into strength. That is a very strong versus ability, in my opinion, probably better than the versus ability of Kaido vs Big Mom, but definitely very good even if you do not have a block orb manipulator, and Ace does not manipulate block orbs with his special, his versus ability does, if of course you are able to activate it. For Akainu, the condition is exactly the same, but he inflicts enemies with burn for 4 turns, boosts attack against enemies inflicted with burn by 1.75 times, so a conditional attack boost which is smaller than the Ace one, but is applied for 4 turns and not 2. And finally, he makes Q orbs beneficial for driven and powerhouse units for 4 turns. The burn damage that Akainu deals is 100 times the enemy's attack in typeless damage at the end of the enemy turn. Overall, Ace vs Akainu is an incredible legend. I'm not gonna say they are the best legend in the game, simply because in my opinion that is subjective to the content you are trying to clear, and we do not have a singular best legend in the game, but they are still one of the best legends 100%. Let's also talk about their bats, because they are contributing to the title of this video, me calling of course these bats one of the best, if not the best, ever. Jozu is strength and he works well with Akainu. He reduces special cooldown of fighter and powerhouse by 2 turns, and he also reduces despair, attack down and damage received. Sengoku is Q and works well with Akainu also. He reduces bind, reduces enemy resilience and also percent damage reduction shield, while also adding some tap timing bonuses. Luffy is strength and of course works very well with Ace, and is also a utility Luffy rare recruit, something that just makes him incredible. Luffy can have tons of great supports attached to him, and this rare recruit will definitely shine. He manipulates orbs and locks them for a turn. He reduces paralysis and special bind, while of course also resisting special bind, and he also gives you a chain boost. Finally, we have Kuzan, who is Q and works very well with Ace. He can deal damage to the enemy that will penetrate barriers and defensive effects, and he can also reduce defense up and threshold, while also giving you an attack boost if your captain completes specific requirements. All of these rare recruits reduce the things I mentioned alongside them by 5 turns, which makes them even better, but on top of that, they have great supports. They do not have generic supports to reduce damage from dex enemies or boost the attack and the HP by a specific amount. They actually have supports that can help you with utility, and this is huge. Jozu can remove attack down. Luffy can remove special bind and also boost your chain. Aokiji can remove defense up and threshold. And finally, Sengoku can remove resilience and also damage reduction. All of the factors and abilities we have seen so far, in my opinion, might make these bats the best bats we have ever seen in One Piece Treasure Cruise. Let's now transition in the game and see the announcement for the Sugo Fest and talk about it a little bit, because the Sugo Fest is definitely not the best we have ever seen to accompany these very strong bats. The Sugo Fest has 12% legend rate, which is pretty decent but still not amazing. It is around 2.5 times. It will be separated into 2 parts and not 3 like it was in Japan, so I am intrigued to see how they will exactly handle the legend pools, because we do not know them yet. Part 1 begins tomorrow, Part 2 begins in 5 days from Part 1's debut, and that is something I hate, because in my opinion, if I am more interested in the pool that Part 2 has available, I need to wait 5 days. The hype for the units decreases, but at the same time you're not gonna be able to use your new units to clear the quest, because we also get a quest that accompanies the Sugo Fest and bats. But let's continue and talk about the steps that are exactly identical in both Part 1 and 2. The first pool is discounted at 30 rainbow gems, which is awesome because in the Kaido vs Big Mom Sugo Fest we did not have any discounts. Multi number 2, 6, 10, 14, 18, 22 and 26 have the last wanted poster being a Sugo Fest exclusive or a rate boosted character. Unfortunately, this step is kind of weak, but at the same time it could be good if you get one of the boosted units, for example one of the new rare recruits. Multis 3, 13, 17, 21, 25 and 29 have a guaranteed legend in the final poster, which is a pretty standard step, but it will depend if it is good or not on the legend pool we will see probably when the Sugo Fest comes out. In my opinion, we will 100% have over 15 to 20 legends, so this step is not the best. Multis 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24 and 28 will only cost 1 rainbow gem, and that is awesome if we take into account the fact that the Sugo Fest is 12% legend rate and so many good units debuting it. Then we have multis 5, 15, 23 and 27, where the final poster is a limited pool Sugo Fest exclusive, something that can be a decent step depending on who you are missing, but is another indicator that the pools of legends will be pretty big. Multis 7 and 11 have the recommended character guaranteed in the final poster, which would be an amazing step at multi number 5. Now at 7 and 11, in my opinion, it's not the same, simply because by that point you probably already have some of the new rare recruits, hopefully, and the recommended character, in part 1 at least, guarantees either one of the new 4 rare recruits, Ace vs Akainu, or Kaido vs Big Mom. And if you already have Kaido vs Big Mom, then that step is not amazing. For part 2, we do not know the exact recommended characters, but I'm willing to bet that we will have the 4 new rare recruits again, Ace vs Akainu of course, and Kaido vs Big Mom will be replaced with V2, Vivi and Rebecca. Multis 9 and 19 are a super limited Sugo Fest exclusive legend guaranteed in the last wanted poster, another indicator that we will have big pools, but a pretty decent step if you are missing some very good legends. And finally we have multi number 30, which guarantees Ace vs Akainu. In my opinion, no legend in the game is worth 30 pools, and Ace vs Akainu, no matter how strong they might be, are no exception. And these are the steps for the Sugo Fest. Now 12% legend rate is great, but if we have pools of 25 legends, let's say, 12% is not that incredible anymore, especially if those legends do not have equal rates. Now if they do, things are better, and let's hope for the best case scenario here, so 15 to 20 legends at most and equal rates. Under the steps we also know the rate boosted 4-star characters that will be available. We have the 4 new ones, Sengoku, Aokiji, Luffy and Jozu, the recent Kamazo, who is a pretty decent unit, Nekomamushi from Oden's batch, who is also a pretty decent unit. Both him and Kamazo can be considered a little bit niche because they remove 4 turns of debuffs and not 5, but they are still good units. Christmas Leo, not that incredible in my opinion. Jack and King are both decent. Bez is only good if you want to remove Chainlock, and then we have Int, Enel, Krieg and Gin, who are amazing, and also Usohachi, who is also one of the best rare recruits in the game. And that is everything we know so far about the Ace vs Akainu Sugo Fest. If both parts are bad for you, at the end of the day you can also wait for the friend's anniversary if you do not have a lot of gems. If you have any questions based on your decision or maybe something else about the Sugo Fest, let me know in the comments down below. I always love reading comments, and leave a like if you enjoyed this chill discussion, and of course subscribe to the channel for more One Piece Treasure Cruise content. Thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.